Hi, I'm Barbara Slade, and welcome to the Story Academy. I'm here in Oslo, Norway. I've been traveling a lot this last few weeks, but I love it. I really love it. So I'm here with some meetings at the channel NRK, and I've worked with them quite a bit over these last 5 years. And I wanted to share a couple things with you. First of all, I'm going to start getting technical because that's what you need to learn. You need to learn your technique. So, but really, the reason I'm here and the reason that I've been working here so much is because I know my story structure. I've worked real hard to learn it and to know how important it is. So here's the thing. Story structure is what hooks us, and it's what keeps us hooked from the beginning of your script till the end. And there's a reason for it because it takes us on the emotional journey. There's a reason for 3-act structure. There's a reason for story structure, and you need to learn it because it's going to help you tell a powerful story. Now, I don't believe in rules for the sake of rules. I mean, any book that says you start this on page this or this on page 37 or whatever, that's not really what it's about. But it's important that you understand how to use story structure and the reasons behind it, because that's what's going to allow you to apply it to your story, to make it work for your story. So it's really important that you learn about 3-act structure and the reasons for 3-act structure. So I'm going to give you just a really quick overview now. It's going to go later down into more detail, but for now, Act 1 hooks us. It hooks us. You set us up for the story. You give us the information that we need to know. You meet your hero. We know where we are. We know what's about to happen. You have just enough backstory that prepares us for the story. And then, boom, something happens that turns your character's world upside down. And that's called the catalyst. And that's what happens in Act 1. And we are hooked in that moment because the story begins in that moment. And that's what takes us on the journey. And then, so really when you think about it, Act 1 is to hook us. And if you don't hook us in Act 1, we don't care. We're not going to be on board. We're going to turn the channel. We're going to put down your book. Story is story. And so Act 1 is the most important act because that's when you hook us in the emotional journey of your story. And then we go into Act 2 because your character, when they have a problem and something happens that's usually not good, your character has to fix their problem. And so that starts the roller coaster ride of Act 2. And as we go into Act 2, you don't want to make it easy for your hero because we don't like heroes that are given their heroship with a silver spoon. We believe that people need to earn the right to be a hero. And so your job as a writer in Act 2 is to take us on the emotional roller coaster ride. And as your hero tries to fix their problem, things get actually worse and worse and worse until the end of Act 2 when there's what's called a near-death experience. And that should be the moment when your hero feels, and we feel, that there's no hope. That actually, instead of solving their problem, things are worse than ever and there's no hope. But if we're talking about an emotional journey, there's a reason for that. So we are now really at a low and we feel like there's no hope. But after a near-death experience comes a rebirth. And we get that lift as your hero suddenly knows what needs to happen. They suddenly know what they need to do. And there's a push into Act 3 and a push towards the climax where your hero in the big scene will fight the dragon, fight the demons, face something, a truth in themselves, find out really what they're made of. And of course, they've learned lessons along the way. And that is when we're cheering and rooting for them. And in that big scene in Act 3, they either get what they want or maybe they don't. Maybe they just get what they need. And then there's a little resolution to tie all the nice little ends together. And then that's a story. That's a strong story. So learning your craft, learning about story structure, really learning to work with it with 3-act structure is going to be your friend. It's going to help you with your stories. And, again, there's real tricks to that. So I'll be teaching you that down the road as well. But again, I just wanted to talk about story structure. 3-act structure. Beginning, middle, end. That's what makes a great story. Beginning, middle, and end. And it'll turn your stories into strong, powerful stories. Because that's what you want. That's why you're writing.